Hello and welcome back to another episode of Tarot CelebriTEA with your boy Ducky. Today we're going to be reading Taehyung's cards. So I'm gonna be trying to knock out two birds with one stone with this video because someone requested I do a reading on Taehyung and Jennie and also on Taehyung and Jin's friendship. So we're gonna be doing that in this reading today. Excuse me, I got a cough. Got a little tickle in my throat. Even when I cough, I'm a little dramatic, y'all. Excuse me. So first and foremost, I do always want to preface by saying to remember to take these videos with a grain of salt. And remember that these videos are for entertainment purposes. And why is that? That is because we do not have Taehyung or Jennie or Jin here to be like, yes, Ducky, what you are seeing in the cards is true, or no, Ducky, I don't know what you're talking about, you know? So we don't have them here. Therefore, just remember to take these videos with a grain of salt. And lastly, remember to respect and love yourselves, others, and me, because I'm sensitive, and that's why. So let's get started on Taehyung's reading. So we're gonna start with Taehyung and Jennie. All right, so let's get a reading. So what is Taehyung and Jennie's current energy like together right now? What is their energy like? We got the Magician. That is a great start, y'all. Great start to this reading. We got the Magician here. Let's keep going. I don't know if Yeah, we'll pick this card. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. We got the Six of Swords. Aw, in reverse. Seems a little sweet in the way that I'm interpreting it. I'll get into it soon. And the Emperor. Ah, I want to say they're in love, but I don't know if throwing the L word is good. But I'm seeing very good signs. Oh, they're learning how to be strong and empower one another. Okay, so this is what I'm seeing in regards to Taehyung and Jennie together with the Magician here. The Magician is all about creations, communication, and manifestations. It seems like the two of them together work really well as a couple, and it seems like Taehyung feels like Jennie is kind of his dream, or like, you know, it's been something that he's been looking forward to, and also vice versa. Jennie also thinks that Taehyung is just someone that was worth waiting for, exactly what they were hoping for. They just have a really good connection, the two of them together, and the two of them are a really good strong pair, especially with the Emperor here showing up. The Emperor is very much in control, very powerful, very strong. The Emperor knows how strong he is and therefore doesn't need to like control anything. So that's how I feel is going on with Taehyung and Jennie. They are both such a good, strong pair, and they are very, I want to say they are very much aware how much trust and strength and support each one has for one another, which is a beautiful thing, especially in this reading for the two of them as a partnership. You know, I believe they are together, right? I believe I did this reading on Taehyung earlier, and I think Taehyung and Jennie are now together, if I'm not mistaken. So if they're not in a relationship, they do have a very good solid friendship going on. But I do think they are in a relationship, if I'm not mistaken. Again, y'all, I'd like to do these readings kind of going into them blindly because I don't want to feel like I have like any kind of biases or anything. So that's what I'm seeing. The two of them are just really are very strong power couple. And with the Six of Swords here showing up in reverse, normally the Six of Swords talks about traveling, moving away from something towards something better. It seems like in reverse, the two of them, Taehyung and Jennie, they just don't really like to separate. They don't like to spend too much time away from one another. Um, it's hard for them to kind of let go of one another because they are such a strong and powerful pair. Um, but there is a lot of trust here that I'm seeing too. It's just that because they're such a good, strong, powerful dynamic, it's hard for them to kind of like part ways and go do what they have to do, independently. Which is very good though on them though, is that like they're both very independent. They both are creating a lot of success for themselves independently. Um, but they also are creating a lot of successful memories and yeah, memories together is what I'm saying. And with this Denali card here showing up, this is a northern card, which is all about wisdom. Taehyung and Jennie both learn a lot from one another. And this card I've drawn in multiple times on my own spiritual practices. So this card is all about, rising to the occasion and, instead of being, someone who feels like bad about themselves or whatnot, they step up to the occasion, they rise up to the occasion and they become a hero, they become empowered, they become strong. So it seems like the two of them, Taehyung and Jennie, really empower one another. They are such a strong pair and their energy is very strong. They're such a good dynamic duo, and so that's why it's hard for them to kind of like venture off and do their own separate projects that they need to do. And they are aware of this. Like they're very strong and independent, and they know what they want to accomplish in their own separate lives. Um, which is great. That's what I feel like every good solid partnership needs, is that two people or whatever, if you don't believe in monogamy, whenever you're in a relationship, like everyone has to still be independent and still have things they're working towards and creating and being strong. And that's what I'm seeing with Taehyung and Jennie, which is very beautiful. I love that. So let's do some advice for Taehyung and Jennie. Um, and then we'll get into Taehyung and Jin's friendship reading. Um, but that's such a great way to start this video. I love that for them. That's beautiful. We all deserve that magician and emperor energy, and where it's like difficult to let go and, or, from one another because you're just so connected. So that's beautiful. I love that. They have a really good energy together. And let me shuffle these cards. Doo-doo-doo. So these oracle cards are all about sacred sites from all around the world, sacred locations that have a lot of energy, a lot of history behind them. And I think this is like one of the first oracle cards, oracle decks I've gotten, but they're so hard to read. So that's why I mainly always have to refer to the book for this one, unless it's a card that I've drawn a few times, like that previous one. So let's get some advice for Taehyung and Jennie. Let's get some advice for them. The Ten of Wands. Ooh. The Nine of Coins. Ooh. And the King of Coins. King of Pentacles. Mecca. So this card doesn't have a meaning besides it just like magnifies the meaning of the next card. So then we got Bighorn. Okay, what does this mean? I think. Let's see. Bighorn. This is in the US. in Wyoming and Montana, I think. Yeah, Wyoming and principles. Ooh, I love that. So their their advice Taehyung and Jennie is all about principles. They need to be very sturdy in their principles to like have a good solid foundation. Keep working on having that solid foundation. Um and this is again, we got the mecha card that so like they really need to keep on working on having that stable solid connection and foundation because they already do. They're a very good solid pair is what I'm seeing. And so they just need to keep on working on continuing to lay that good solid foundation down. Um, because they have a really good connection. And with the Ten of Wands showing here, the Ten of Wands talks about burdens. Look at this little person, holding all these sticks, and they want to hold this one, but it's so difficult. So for Taehyung and Jennie, their advice is to make sure to not try and do too much for one another whenever the person has to handle or do things themselves. Um, Again, like they're both very independent. So their advice here is to, it's great to want to help one another, but they also need to learn to maintain their independence and not become codependent of one another and feeling like, oh, like I don't feel good, but like I know Taehyung will always help me, or like vice versa. Taehyung doesn't feel good, and he knows that Jennie will always be there to like help him out and stuff like that. They need to continue to also remember to keep those same principles of staying independent, um, in regards to their own ambitions and their goals and desires. Keep on working towards that. Keep on working towards those independent goals and ambitions and desires, and try not to take other people's problems as their own. But also, they also need to make sure to have fun and enjoy all of the hard work that they put in because their advice is to continue working hard independently on their goals and whatnot, but also to remember how abundant they are and how fruitful they are, and to enjoy the fruits of their labor, to enjoy, to also have fun from all of the hard work that they have put in, which is great. And with the King of Coins here in reverse, the advice is to, because they do have a good solid principle and good solid foundation, their advice is to not get too comfortable. Don't get so comfortable that you stay in the same circle, the same, doing the same routines over and over again, because then that'll get a little bit boring, and it could cause such a strong pair to become a little dull, a little boring, or a little not entertaining. So that's kind of what I'm seeing is just remember to have fun, remember to enjoy all of the hard work you do, because you don't want to just work, 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 because then you'll just feel very bogged down, feel very tired. So that's what I'm seeing with Taehyung and Jennie. But overall, great cards for them. I hope that they're doing well, and I hope that they continue to achieve a lot of success, not only independently, but together as well. So let's go on to Taehyung and Jin's friendship reading. Do do do. Jennie's from Blackpink, right? Am I right? Or am I wrong? Blackpink in your area. That's all I really know about Blackpink. I mean, I know some of their songs, but... And I don't really know much about BTS. I've always been into more K-pop girl groups than boy groups. I don't know. I just have a thing for female voices more. I really enjoy them more. I gravitate more towards female voices. Not to discredit any of BTS's amazingness, because they're amazing too. So all right, let's do Taehyung and Jin's readings. Let's do their friendship readings. So what is their overall energy like? We got the 7 of coins. Ooh. There's some like working on stuff. The Nine of Swords, some anxieties. The Three of Wands. Oh. So I feel like, hold on, I need to get a little bit more. Okay, so what is Taehyung's overall thoughts on Jin? Page of Cups, okay. Well, what is Jin's overall thoughts on Taehyung? Three of Cups. Oh, that's so cute. They are really good friends, is what I'm seeing. Let's get an oracle card. Bighorn principles again? That is crazy. Okay, so, wow. That is intense. In the sense that, like, I wasn't expecting that card to be drawn, especially that quickly. So we got the Seven of Coins. So the Seven of Coins always talks about, you know, planning, working towards thing, having patience. So Taehyung and Jin, there's a lot of patient energy going around them currently. There's a lot of patience. They're working on things. They're working on, like, I'm seeing like working on projects or working on things. With the Three of Wands here, the Three of Wands talks about plenty of opportunities in regards to ambitions and goals and, yeah, ambitions and goals. What is another word I'm looking for? I guess like passions. So Taehyung and Jin like always find opportunities to work on things together, or do things together. But I think there's some anxiety going on here. There's some sleepless nights with the Nine of Swords here. The Nine of Swords talks about anxiety because the Suit of Swords is all about our thoughts and our words, and it's ruled by the element of air. And so, yeah, I'm getting either one of two things between Taehyung and Jin, is that their friendship is, there's some anxiety here, and I think it's just because like the two of them have worked on projects a lot, or they've worked on a lot of things together. They have a lot of patience for one another. They always find opportunities to maybe hang out. They find opportunities to do stuff, and I think there's some anxiety here because of this new relationship that Taehyung is in, I believe, with Jennie. I think what I'm seeing with the cards is that there's some anxiety here because they're like, oh no, is this gonna change like our friendship? Because Taehyung, with this card representing what Taehyung thinks in regards to Jin, Taehyung still has a lot of like good emotions towards Jin, and it's the same thing with Jin. Jin also feels that Taehyung is such a great person to be around. They always have a great time. They always, you know, it's always a party. It's always fun with the two of them around. And so they want to maintain this principle. They want to maintain this emotion of, you know, having fun with one another, you know, having this brotherly kind of love. Just there's just a lot of love between the connection between the two of them. And I feel like maybe the anxiety that's coming up here is that like maybe they're just worried, like what if like things change, or what if like we don't have it as much time to be able to like do all these things and to be able to work together as much as we used to. So they're still like trying to create as many opportunities as they can to see each other and whatnot, because maybe there is that anxiety of like, oh no, like we don't know how much longer this is going to last. So that's what I'm seeing with that. So let's get some advice for them to finish this video out. But oh, that's so beautiful. But you know, that's always the thing with people in like relationships, because I know it's happened in my friend group. Whenever a close friend of mine gets in a relationship, like we just don't see each other as much. And I feel like that's kind of what's going on between Taehyung and Jin, is that like now that one's in a relationship, or there's a relationship involved, they're afraid that they won't be able to see each other and be able to have that bromance, be able to hang out and be bros and have fun and whatnot. So there's a little bit of anxiety there. So we're gonna see what is some advice. All right, let's get some advice for Taehyung and Jin. Uluru, creativity. All right, let's keep going. Let's get some advice for Taehyung and Jin. Justice, yeah. Love that. Ten of coins, yeah. There's a lot of like circles. And then the 10 of swords. Oof, that is a tough card to have pop up as an advice card. So with Uluru, this is a card, I believe this is in New Zealand. I believe this is a location in New Zealand or in Australia. I'm not too sure, but I do know that this is all about creativity, all about, channeling your energy into creating, something, expressing yourself creatively. So the advice for Taehyung and Jin is to definitely keep on working on having creative projects together. Keep on having those opportunities to spend time with one another, to have fun, to fuel their creativity, to inspire their creativity as well, because the justice is ruled by Libra, and Libra is all about the scales, like balance, so their advice is to balance their time. Make sure that they continue to make time for one another, to have fun, to work on creative projects, and stuff like that. And again, I'm seeing here, like, there's so many circles, which circles, talk about, repetitive things, cycling, doing things over and over again. So they just need to make sure to separate or to save some time for one another. That way they don't feel left out, they don't feel betrayed, they don't feel like, oh, like they're not making any time for me because they're always spending time with so and so, stuff like that. So that's kind of all that I'm seeing. They just need to make sure to spend some time and to create traditions. They need to create some traditions, whether that's like, like once a month, let's make sure to go out and go bowling, go golfing. Let's make sure we spend some time. So that is their advice for Taehyung and Jin, is make sure to create a new tradition, whether that's, Taehyung, Jennie, and Jin do something together once a month or something, or Taehyung and Jin do something just as bros. But they need to create something, a tradition where they can spend time together. That way they can fuel their creative tendencies and or work on creative projects together, and stuff like that. That way, they will always feel like they're still there for one another and not feel hurt. So just, that's all I'm really seeing. Like, just make sure Taehyung and Jin make some time for one another, because it seems like they have so much love for one another with the way that the cards popped out. There's a lot of emotional love there, like, and it's not like a romantic love, because sometimes people are like, you said this, and I'm like, but I didn't, homie. I'm just saying it's like platonic. It's like a friendly love. And so that's kind of what I'm seeing with Taehyung and Jin. Like, they have a good friendly love going. And now that Taehyung is with Jennie, possibly, again, if I'm wrong, please feel free to correct me. But like, that's all I'm really seeing. Like, Taehyung and Jennie, solid, good. They're very good. Just make sure to keep on being independent. having their own independent things going on, and that correlates with Taehyung and Jin. Like their advice is like make sure they have some time to spend with one another, just like how they used to before Jennie started coming more into the picture. Because and even then, like they could create a tradition where Taehyung, Jennie, and Jin can all like spend time because Taehyung and Jin are very good friends, it seems. And Taehyung wants Jennie to like see how awesome Jin is, and he wants everyone to get along. Like he wants the people closest to him to get along well with one another as well. So that's what I'm seeing. Feel free to give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the reading, a thumbs down if you didn't enjoy the reading. I would appreciate some constructive criticism if you did not like the reading. Feel free to give me some compliments. Why did that sound weird in my head? The way I was saying it. Feel free to give me some compliments if you enjoyed the reading and some suggestions on whose cards I should add on my to-do list. So that's it for me. Thanks so much for being here, and I will see y'all on the next video. Bye.